Yo, 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 if you're the first in the room, give me a sound check. Sound check, please. Testing, testing, testing. How is the sound? You never know with these mics. Hope everybody's good. I don't know why I'm out here in a tank top. I'm fucking freezing. A little pregame on the Voromotors Podcast, continuation from yesterday. I'm going to sign my laptop in here to the coffee bean internet so I can see your questions and everything better. Yeah, yesterday was a clusterfuck. I thought I was going to be able to stream from Runyon Canyon, but that was not going to happen. No signal up there. Don Scott, how you doing? Number one in the room as usual. Sound is good. I appreciate it. I got the mic closer to my mouth this time. I think it should be even better. Jimmy Greer, 145. How are you? Shoulder's doing okay. I'll talk about that. I try not to make this podcast about my medical situation, but definitely, definitely will talk about that. I can't help it. It's a big part of what's going on with me. It feels okay. I mean, it hurts, and I got like a limited range of motion, but I am on my way to recovery. We'll talk about that today. I have some change of plans in my therapy. Not exactly sure what we're doing. All right, let's see. It's almost there, almost there. Hope everybody's good. People coming in the room. VCG Tool Review. Ciao to you. How you doing? I don't think I've ever. Hi. I don't think I've ever met you before. Oh, this. Oh, you want to be on? Want to be on stream? There you go. Wave to the camera, lady. She liked my. That was funny. She said, "I like your T-shirt." What this is a Back to the Future themed, like Back to the Parking Lot concert my buddy had. He called it Back to the. It was a concert in a parking lot. So it's a very cool T-shirt, actually. Looks like we're doing good. Yeah, VCG Tool Review. Never met you before. Thanks for saying hello. Alrighty, guys. What is happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? I'm Yogi Steve. You're watching ESA, the Electric Scooter Academy, a Voromotors Podcast 103 live stream. We are on Hollywood Boulevard. Check it out. This is my neighborhood. That's the boulevard. You can see it's pretty busy. There are zombies out here for sure. It's not really tourist season right now. What's up, Rick? Anaconda Hugs. How you doing? See, that's a Man's Chinese Theater right there. But I like to do the stream out of here. Voromotors Podcast 103, sponsored by Voromotors. Thank you, Melvin, the owner of the company. Thank you, Voromotors, for sponsoring the podcast. This means I got paid a little bit of money to do this. Oh, no, the sound is gone. Hey, can you guys hear me? Is it just Select that lost the sound? Well, actually, I forgot I have my thing here. Let's see. Thank you, Voromotors. No, sound should be here. Sound should be good. A bit of money to do this. Oh, no. Sound is good. Sound is good. Jacksologist says, "What's up, Yogi? Damn, it's 2 hours past sunset already." Yeah, it's crazy. It's 4:00, and it gets dark really early. We're not even there yet. We have to wait till the end of the month, I think, for the shortest day of the year. Sponsored by Voromotors. That means I get paid. It means you guys get to see my ugly face at least twice a week. I'm here to answer questions. I'm glad the sound is it. No problem, Slick. Good to see you, Slick. I'm here to answer any questions you guys have got. New people, please drop a comment. If I've never seen you before in the comments, that means that YouTube has promoted the channel a little bit, which is not that common. Drinking one of my rare twice a week non-morning coffees. So sponsored by Voromotors, best place in the country, in the United States, to buy an electric scooter or an electric bike. We're going to definitely talk today about electric scooters and bikes, primarily about bikes. One little back note is I'm getting better internet for my home. I've been using like a personal hotspot for my home internet for a while, and that's good, but it's not good enough for using my computer and having like the backdrop. And what's going on, buddy? Having the backdrop and being able to show you guys like different videos and stuff like that. What's up, Aubrey? Good to see you. Says hello to the Scooter fam. So I have new internet coming. I mean, it's a long story about my fucking internet. I had Verizon for years. They were screwing me on some payments on a phone and an iPad, so I canceled them, not realizing they were really the only good internet service that I could get from my neighborhood. I tried getting the AT&T set up, but that didn't work. But T-Mobile just got service. Let me check the sound again here. That's good. T-Mobile just got service for my neighborhood, and traditionally these phone internet services are good from the big companies. So I just ordered T-Mobile 5G super powered internet for home use. I'll have that within like 3 to 14 days. I'm not sure. They said it'll be a while till I get that shit delivered. Then I'll be able to stream off of my computer, and I'll be able to play videos for you guys and talk about videos and stuff like that. We've done that before, but I always had trouble with my signal. Jaxologist says, I still like those hybrids for seated function, especially easily storing it in an SUV and versatile to ride in either suburban or urban areas. Stand-up scooters are good for mostly urban areas. Yeah, I mean, the big advantage of stand-up scooters is you can throw them in your car and you can drive them to work and park them at work. But, Voromotors, the place to buy scooters and bikes. They have the in-motion scooter line, the RS, the Jet. They have the Tevron line. Very, very super high quality, high build quality vehicle. Love my Tevron 7260. I only put in 5 shifts on it before I had my accident. Voromotors also has the Roar Mantis X, the Roar Mantis X Pro, I think it's called, the e-mopeds. I love mine. That's what I miss the most. Not being able to ride right now. Anaconda Hug says, portable Wi-Fi doesn't have the bandwidth like hardwire you get at home. Yeah, that's what I pretty much figured. Normally, actually, I've been doing, when I'm on the road like this, I stream using my personal hotspot.
Got no job, no home, no teeth.
Using my personal hotspot, but that never really works that good. That's good for when I'm doing DoorDash, and I'm going to do live DoorDash streams. I really miss doing that, guys. I can't wait to get back to work. I'm not one of these persons that's happy to be home not working. I've actually been like fucking incredibly depressed not going to work. And I'll talk to you more about when I go back to work. Voromotors also carries the e-move line. They're the only sellers of the e-move Cruiser, e-move Roadrunner. You guys know I love my e-move Cruiser V2, the dual motor version, the all-wheel drive version. Absolutely love that scooter. That is the one scooter that I'm definitely looking forward to getting back on when I get back to work. Make sure you join my Facebook groups. I call them the academies. I mean, because I fancy myself as something of a teacher. I am a true yoga teacher. And I like to think of myself as, I'll preach and teach anything to anybody at any time. But my academies are places where you can learn about these vehicles. And I don't even, who is that? La Cierto. Is that, who is that? Is that Levin? Is that Levin? Is that your name? Buddy, we got to hook up pretty soon. But make sure you join me. You want to learn about the e-move Roadrunner line. You want to learn about the e-move Cruiser line. You want to learn about the InMotion RS and Jet line. Join my academies. They're all on Facebook. And I think they're great spots because I just moderate those groups. I actually don't really teach anything on there. What I do is I let the owners of the vehicle speak. I think this is a very, very special forum, to be honest with you, because, if you ask somebody who's selling you something for their opinion on the product, of course, they're going to give you a positive review. Leave out most of the negative. But on the groups, we talk about the positive, the negative. So let's say you just got your vehicle, you're excited about it, you can post it, maybe post an unboxing pictures, unboxing videos. If you're doing modifications, you can share your modifications. That's really big on the e-move Roadrunner group. That's my biggest group. We have over 5,000 members. My InMotion RS and Jet group has over 2,000. That's doing pretty good. My e-move Cruiser V2 group is pretty small, but I still think it's a fucking phenomenal scooter. I think the e-move Cruiser V2 is the sleeper scooter of 2025, the dual motor version, because it's faster, it has better acceleration, better pickup, better hill climbing ability. And it also comes with hydraulic brakes as opposed to the semi-hydraulic brakes that the standard version comes with. Not a big fan of the semi-hydraulics. But join my academies if you want to learn about these groups, especially if you're not sure about buying one. There's no better place to learn about these vehicles than the people that already own them. Don Scott says, been with T-Mobile for a while now. The Magenta plan. Google Fiber is being put in my area now. That's good. That's good. What's up, Mysterio71? Roadrunner expert. My friend James, how you doing? He's like, I'm out of here. I'll catch the replay. It's all good, buddy. I appreciate you. Jaxologist says the tubeless tires are definitely game changing on the Roadrunner. Can apply sealant, no problem. Yeah, I have mixed thoughts about. I'm getting cold already. It's a weird thing. I'm letting myself get cold. I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I've been suffering from depression because I'm having such a terrible few months. You guys know, my girlfriend dumped me, dogs died, lost my job, dislocated my shoulder. So I'm dealing with like a form of depression that I never really had before. I mean, I've always had depression. My people are depressed. I'm like a Holocaust kid. My ancestors suffered through the Holocaust. So through epigenetics, I have suffering for no reason, even though I have everything I want in life. But regardless, something I've been doing for depression, which has surprisingly been helping, is letting myself get cold. It's like a weird thing. I've got this type of depression where like even affects my breathing, like my relationship shit. I'm like heartbroken. It feels like I figured out today that I'm like the Benjamin Button of relationships. You guys know I'm 55 years old. I didn't really have my first girlfriend until I was 34 years old. So I didn't go through like learning about dating and women in high school and college like most guys do, most men and women do. Here we go again with the Yogi Steve therapy show, but whatever. I mean, I feel like we're the same demographic. I know a lot of you guys are don't have girlfriends, don't have wives. You're just single guys. I know I attract a lot of guys like that, and it's actually a wonderful life being single, unless you were just with somebody for a long time and then you're breaking up. And Rick says, I couldn't resist the Cyber Monday special at Voromotors, so I used Melvin's AMA live code and bought an in-motion climber. $480 plus tax. That's a good deal. I'm too fat to ride it, but my women here are not too fat. LOL. Rick, you're going to love the climber. That's the one vehicle, the only vehicle I have that I actually got directly from InMotion. I actually don't have a Voromotors deal with them. It's the only scooter. I probably should get one from them, but I don't need one because mine works fine. And I love my InMotion climber. For a commuter scooter to have dual motors, to have great pickup and speed. Rick says the women in his life are going to be riding it because he's too big for it. I'm not going to call you fat, buddy. You called yourself fat. But yeah, I hear you. It's not a great scooter for somebody above like 180, 200. If you're a smaller person, it's a great scooter. But I love my InMotion climber. I use it for all my local chores. I used to use it to go back and forth to my girlfriend who lives like a quarter mile away from me, my ex-girlfriend. I got to stop talking about her, right? But you're going to love the climber. Your friends are going to love, your family's going to love the climber. Texologist says, I'm glad I'm not alone. Yeah. He says, I don't have one either to this day, and I'm half your age. So you're 27, 28. There's always hope when it comes to girlfriends. Like I felt hopeless until my mid 30s. And really in my early 30s, I kind of became pretty much a full-time yoga teacher. And, you know, that changed the situation a lot. I was exposed to a lot more women. I didn't really pull a lot of women out of my yoga classes, but every girlfriend I had, except for my most recent one, well, a couple of them, I got as a yoga teacher. It's hard to be a yoga student and go, meet girls. But when you're the teacher, it helps. So, if you're in your mid-20s and you're girlfriendless, I understand it. And, you might not want to turn it around. I was very comfortable being single in my 20s and my 30s. I mean, I always said for a long time, I'm not lonely. I don't need a girl. I just need somebody to have sex with. So for a long time, I had just a lover. Prod Select says, I'm 24 and I've always been single. Yeah, I mean, some said, I know I have there's a lot of guys out there like that. And I also think that like the Zoomer and young millennial generation tends to be less hooked up. It's an interesting thing, I think. Why do we have, oh my God, there's so many pretty girls out here. Like, why do we have girlfriends? We get girlfriends, obviously, because we want sex, but also because we want companionship. And before the internet, there's nothing. If you don't have a companion, there's nothing to do. But now, the best way to describe it is like the internet has become a companion for most of us, so you don't feel as lonely. So I do believe we have like a whole generation of men and women who are single in their 20s and their 30s. And I don't judge that. I think it's okay. I think that if you're happy, it's fine. But anyhow, I'm like a super late bloomer, so I feel like I'm the Benjamin Button of relationships. Usually, like, my generation, if you were going to be cheated on in a relationship, it'll happen when you're. How did we get so quickly onto this? If you're cheated on, it'll happen when you're like in high school, when you're in college, in your early mid 20s. I wasn't cheated on by a girlfriend until I was 40 years old. And that destroyed me. Like I lost like an entire year, like kind of emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. The year of going from 40 to 41, 2010 to 2011, doesn't seem that long ago. I was absolutely fucking destroyed. Especially because nowadays, if somebody cheats on you or moves forward, you can see their social media. So I had a lot of anger towards my ex-girlfriend from back when I was, 40. We were together for 4 years, and then she just completely cheated on me. Now, that being said, the relationship was bad. So I understand why she cheated. And she was also 15 years younger than me. It was a crazy thing. I was 40. I had a 25-year-old girlfriend. That was the first time I ever did that. Okay, Anaconda Hugs. This is a real fan right here. He says, "Was your lover chick? I mean my no strings attached girlfriend, I guess you can call it, with the donut chick from 2020ish videos. LOL." That was exactly who it is. She lived downtown, and I used to go, and at least twice on the channel, I made videos of going down there, and I picked up donuts at like a very fancy donut shop on the way to downtown. She was a little chubby. I don't mind a girl a little chubby. She was into donuts. She was actually we were both like junk food junkies. We would go to the movies, and instead of buying the candy at the movies, we would go to like Target or Walmart and buy all the cheap candy. But yes, Rick, you have a good memory. You're a real fan of the channel. I know you can be a rough pain in the ass, but I appreciate that you remember that. And of course, I only recently started to get in contact with her again. I actually wanted to get in contact with her and say, listen, I know she broke up with me. We were together for 5 years, and she stopped seeing me like 4 years ago, I think, a while ago. And she stopped seeing me because I didn't want to be a boyfriend. I just wanted to have sex, dinner, and go home. And not many women really want that. Like, she wanted more. So for 5 years, I fought it. Eventually, she said, no, I'm not going to see you anymore. But now that I've been through this relationship that I would say was like a real relationship the last couple of years, I kind of want to find that again. So of course, I'm contacting her, sending her messages like, oh, I don't just want sex. Let's have a real relationship. Of course, she hasn't written me back. I mean, is this going to be the Yogi Steve relationship show? You guys keep asking me questions. Prod Select says, I've seen too much. This generation makes me not want a relationship. Everyone gets in relationships without being ready. That is the truth. I mean, my theory on relationships is the reason why so many of them don't work is you need to be emotionally, spiritually sound to make a relationship work. And most of us are not. I'm not even saying that I am. So to find two people that are emotionally, spiritually, even physically sound, it's hard. It's hard to find two people like that. So it is what it is. But anyhow, so exciting news. Back to scooters. We'll talk about, Anaconda Hugs. Now you can chase Jenny from the sushi shop. Now that's a memory. That sushi shop's not even open anymore. But yeah, Jenny, I had a crush on her, man. She was Korean, like Canadian born Korean. And I thought she was like the hottest girl I'd ever seen. You guys were getting me in trouble too in the last couple of years in the live stream, asking me about Jenny when my girlfriend at the time was in the stream, getting jealous. But that girl was like college aged, and while it's appealing to be 50 years old and dating a girl in her 20s, I don't go after girls at that age. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think a lot of people see that. But anyhow, so scooter stuff, and then we'll talk bullshit stuff. Hooga has a bike coming out, an e-bike coming out. Melvin just posted a picture of it today. It looks super cool. Now, the best way to describe this vehicle, because it's just the easiest way to describe it, it's an e-moped, similar to a Suron, a Talaria, the E-Ride Pro, and that's going to be fucking cool. I don't know anything else about it, but Melvin just posted pictures of it. Melvin also just posted that he's going to be at CES at Las Vegas in January of next year. And if I can get my shit together, I would really like to go. I would really like to go to this convention this year. I miss it every year because I always say, oh, I can't go. But I'm going through like a big life change, and there are like things that especially now, one big life change is I don't have 3 dogs anymore. It's pretty hard to go away when you have 3 dogs. I just have my little Chihuahua, who I could maybe even take with me to Vegas, but I could also have a friend take care of it for a couple nights. No big deal. But I want to go to CES Las Vegas. It looks like Hooga is going to be there. They're going to have their own display. Melvin just posted some photos of it. So, but Hooga has an e-bike coming out. I'm very excited about that. And I think that when I go back to work, I am still. What's up, Kirk563 says, hey, yes, I appreciate you guys' support so much. Says Kirk563 says, hey, Steve, yes, relationships can suck. It is what I feel like the quality of the breakup is going to be about as good as the quality of when you were together. So if you were together and it was really good, the breakup's going to be really bad. So I thought my relationship was great. She won't even talk to me anymore. It's horrible. We didn't even have a fight. She was just mad at me all the time. I mean, in hindsight, okay, so I do want to go to CES Las Vegas mid-January for the convention, and maybe I can pull that off. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be out of work probably until mid-February. So most every one of you watch. Hey, what's up, Randall Gauss? Good to see you. Another regular of the stream. Appreciate you, buddy. Make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Oh, I forgot I got my laptop here. Hey, what's up, Dashjiro, Makoto Warrior Gamer? Good to see you, my friend. Never misses a stream. Good to see you, buddy. But yeah. So you guys all know that I dislocated my shoulder in September. Right now, I have surgery scheduled for December 12th, soon. But I went to my orthopedist. All right, so are we done with the scooter stuff? Is it 20 minutes in? Did I talk enough about scooters? I don't know. Hold on, let's wait for this ambulance to pass. It's actually a fire truck. Feels good to be out of here, guys, though. I appreciate the stream. I really didn't talk to anybody today at all. I just played online poker. I went to the park and practiced some yoga. That was fun. Yeah, Dashiro, good to see you, buddy. But when I go back to work, I'm still going to use stand-up scooters. It's still the Electric Scooter Academy, especially since by the time I go back to work, the Roadrunner Pro will probably be out. I can't wait to go back to work, guys. I miss it so much. I'm not one of these persons that's happy to be off work. You know, I'd rather work than not. I have a strong, my family, you know, I'm not close with my dad. I'm close with my mom, still alive. My dad's still alive, but my dad instilled in me a very strong work ethic. So the idea of sitting around and doing nothing, it just fucking sucks. So I can't wait to go back to work. When I go back to work, I'm going to fucking live stream almost every session, do long form videos, especially since Voromotors is staying with me during this time when I'm not really going to be making that much content, just mostly doing the stream. Although I do have some videos coming out soon. God damn, that's loud. But I'm going to be back out there working probably mid-February. So it's happening with me. Jesus Christ, what is going on? Hold on, guys. So probably mid-February, I'll go back to work. And I'll still ride stand-up scooters. But now that I've had two like life-altering accidents on stand-up scooters, I'm going to do less. I'm going to make two changes. One, I'm going to start delivering more on sit-down vehicles. You can call them bikes if you want. All right, I'm getting cold. I'm going to start doing more deliveries on my sit-down vehicles, especially like my Roar Mantis X. Voromotors gave me that as a loaner, but I've had it for like 5-6 months at this point. I feel like they're giving it to me. Yeah, so Voromotors gave me a Roar Mantis X. Again, like an e-moped, Suron Talaria E-Ride Pro style bike. And I did a bunch of videos on it, did a bunch of group rides on it. And I could actually see, I was actually talking to some Zoomers the other day, one of the guys in my building that rides a bike. Makoto says he's good. I drive an e-scooter. I thought you were on a bike, Dashiro. But anyhow, so after getting finally, I always wanted one of these e-mopeds. If you really know the lore of the channel, during COVID, I was trading crypto. And I said, man, if I can get above $100,000, I'm going to buy myself a Suron or something like a Suron. And then the market crashed and I lost all my money. It had not all my money, but 80% of it. So I never got it. So when I ride this Mantis X, this Roar Mantis X, I love it. Is it better than a stand-up scooter? In a lot of ways, it is. It's more fun. It's more of like a natural riding thing. It's like riding a bike, a really fast bike. So, but I really like riding it. I really miss riding it. And I've done deliveries on it. It's kind of a cool setup where I don't like wearing the delivery box on my back. It's really physically taxing. But the way the bike is designed, the seat is long. So I sit on the seat and the box kind of leans on the back of the seat. So I'm not really just wearing the box on my back. It's actually very comfortable for a bike without a rack doing deliveries on it. So when I go back to doing DoorDash, I'm going to be working on my sit-down vehicles. Hopefully by the time I go back, the Roadrunner Pro 2 will be out there. Don't forget, I also have a Roadrunner V2 and V3. I actually prefer, the V3 is better. They no longer make the V2. I like my V3 better, though, because I have better brakes installed on it, and I can carry the secondary battery on that scooter in the frame. The V3, you can't do that. The V3 is a better vehicle, though. It has pedals, and it has shocks. So, and I know I've been without a girlfriend for like a couple months now because I'm seeing girls and Yogi's getting horny. I never talked to any of these girls, so I'm a nice guy. But So I'm going to be doing a lot of deliveries on sit-down vehicles, on bikes, basically. The Roadrunner line, my Mantis, my Roar Mantis, and hopefully I'll get one of these Hoogas as well. I can't wait to go back to work. But another thing I'm going to do, and I've been meaning to talk to Wilser about it, William Cervantes, you know, his YouTube channel, Wilser, you guys all know him. I think I'm going to make a big move and add a gas-powered moped to my fleet. Not to use exclusively, but just to use because they're safer, number one. Number two, you don't have to worry about charging the battery. You know, when you're on like a gas-powered vehicle, that's why I'm like, I didn't get into PEVs because I'm an environmentalist. I don't even think they're good for the environment. If you understand the way lithium batteries are made and how they're thrown away, I don't think lithium batteries are really good for the environment either. Are they better than gas? Maybe. But I just have a feeling that most lithium is mined by like child slave labor. So I'm not into PEVs for the environmental aspect. I'm into PEVs because I don't have to have a license, although I have a driver's license. I don't have to insure it. I don't have to register it. It's just much easier. I don't have to park it in my garage. I actually rent my garage out to a guy for $100 a month, one of my neighbors who lives in my building. Jacksologist is asking me, is the Roadrunner V3 a sine wave throttle? I'm not really sure. It's a good question. I'm not really sure. You can probably look up on the Voromotors site. It'll probably tell you. Don Scott says Wilser killed it last month. Yeah, Wilser. I mean, he really is the king of like DoorDash, YouTube on two wheels. I mean, there are people that have bigger channels, but nobody makes the kind of money that he makes. I mean, he's not a young man. He was younger when I met him. I met him like 6-7 years ago, and he's getting older. He quit drinking though, so good for Wilser. Give Wilser, congratulations on that. Saved his life. But this guy can put in 12-hour days, 30 days in a row. So I didn't see the final numbers, but I'm pretty sure Wilser made $10,000 last month doing DoorDash on his. I think he's got an ADV. But whatever it is I want to add a gas-powered vehicle to my fleet just so I can go out there and make more money. I've been really lazy over the years, partially because, I'm also a personal trainer. I make money doing that. I make some ad revenue. I make money from your guys' super chats. So I really didn't need to make a ton of money doing DoorDash. I usually only make a couple grand a month. I used to always say if I make $2,000 a month doing DoorDash, that's perfect. That'll pay my rent. My rent's like $2,100. I have a good deal on rent, by the way. I have a big fat 2-bedroom for $2,100. It's a great deal. But basically, I can never move because if I ever moved, I would lose this amazing deal I have in my apartment. But I'm going to make more money when I go back to work. I'm going to work more hours, and I'm going to make more money. I'm not going to be late. I don't know if I was being lazy, but now that I have this thing where I had this accident and I have some savings, but not a lot, and I have to fucking do a GoFundMe, which I'm embarrassed about. I've only really promoted it to my YouTube channel. So like my local friends, my yoga student friends, basically, and my Hollywood, Los Angeles friends, they don't even know about the GoFundMe. I still managed to raise a couple $1,000s. I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm embarrassed that I'm 55 and I don't have money. And most of my close friends, like people that I went to college with, they have their money. My good friend John owns his house. My friend Dave is a very successful producer, director, editor with an amazing house in Sherman Oaks. I've never judged myself on being like a broke person or a poor person, but I probably made a mistake in my life telling myself that I can't save. So one thing I learned from being home so much the past like 2.5 months is I can live off of very little money. As long as I don't eat out, I can live off of very little money. So when I go back to work, I'm going to start saving. I'm not fucking around. Don Scott says Wilser's renting out the ADV. Is he renting out the ADV or the Ruckus? I know he's renting it to Isaac, who I talk to regularly. He's another great driver. What's up, Linder Tube? How you doing? Says, what's up, Mr. Hollywood? Jacksologist says, true, I'm against car size EVs. Takes the resources of 100 micromobility PEVs. I hear that. Anaconda Hug says, roll with the VM loaner program. It's easier to trade in the loaner for the latest loaner than to wait for a free multi-$1,000 scooter or bike. I'll look into that. That's pretty cool. I don't know anything about that, though. Yeah, Wilser fucking killed it. Wilser made at least $10,000 in 30 days. And I can't really do that on electric vehicles because I need to go home halfway through the day or even less to get another vehicle because the battery runs out. So to really make a lot of money, you got to go out there and you got to stay out there. So, and also like now that I only have like my one dog pees in the house, he pees on the mat. So if I want to go out for 8, 9, or 10 hour day, I can do that. I wouldn't do that to my other dogs. Although I am seriously considering getting another dog. You guys know that I lost. Hey, there's a Dultron. Oh shit! I never see. It's amazing. I don't think a lot of people realize how small of a niche electric scooters are, because you see tons of electric bikes out here, mostly young kids on them. You don't really see like a Dultron, a Nami, an InMotion, a Cabo. You don't see those out here. So whenever I see a Dultron, I'm shocked. But when I go back to work, I'm going to be working more on sit-down vehicles. Linder Tube says Bishop is the best. Yeah, that's my little Chihuahua. He's doing really good. We've gotten really close. I don't think Bishop cared that my other 2 dogs died. He wasn't really into them that much. He's more of like none of my dogs played with each other. They're mostly just into me. My grandpa used to say it's easier to save money than to make money. It's funny that you say that. I mean, I never really believed that. That's like a boomer thought, but I think it's probably true. And I want to start saving money. I want to start, what's cool nowadays is anybody can invest. It used to be if you wanted to like buy stocks or invest in something, you're kind of limited to bonds that you'd buy at the bank. And you really couldn't buy stocks without a stockbroker, and you would need like a certain high minimum to do that. And nowadays, you can buy $5 worth of stock. You can buy $5 worth of Bitcoin. And if during the last 10 years I had been saving money with the way the market is growing, I'd have money saved up. But I fucked that up. I just did. I fucked that up. There were some years I was spending a ton of money on weed. There were some years where I was eating out tremendous amount. And, I'm going to make a big change. So I'm also going to start teaching yoga again. That'll be another way to make money, another way to bond with the community. I miss the community of yoga. Chexologist says stand-up e-scooter is closer to mainstream in big cities with well-established public transit networks. So I guess it's niche cities like New York City. I hear that. Linder Tube says the old expression, a penny saved is a penny earned. Yeah, no doubt. So I already have at least I have an Acorns account with some money in it. I haven't had to go into that. Acorns, if you don't know, is a cool place to like slowly invest money. Like Acorn, like starts with a small acorn, grows into a big tree. It's a good way for like regular people to invest. And what they do is, let's say you buy something, they round up whatever you buy. So if you buy something for like $1.79, they round it up to $2. They take that 21 cents and they invest that in an account. So it's like you very slowly accumulate money. And without like even thinking about it, in the last couple of years, I have managed to put together $2,000 in my Acorns account. I cashed it out once a couple of years ago when I needed it. But Acorns is pretty good because it's tied to the stock market. It's very conservative. It does actually have a pretty good return. It does return of more than 10%. But I'm going to start saving. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm not going to let myself get caught up in the idea that I'm too old to save. My father, God bless him, he's 85 and he's poor. He's broke. He gets by, but I don't want to end up like that. I figure I'm 55. I probably have at least 15 more years where I can work. And then I can consider retiring. Speaking of retiring, maybe I'll retire in Mexico. I've been watching, how does it say? Linder Tube says, you're not alone, buddy. Just applied for financial assistance for a medical bill, and I'm broke enough. I'll get some. I intentionally saved for my scooter. I hear that. Chexologist says, if you understand riding the wave of volatility, you know where to get in and when to get out when trading. Yeah, I don't want to do any more trading. Trading and investing are two different things. I loved trading crypto during the last bull market, and I made a fortune, but I didn't take profits. I didn't pull out, and I lost it all. I lost almost all of it. So I don't want to be a trader. I just want to be like a long-term investor. And I don't believe that the world is going to crash. I believe that the Dow will reach 50 and then 75 and then 100K. I believe that Bitcoin will reach, a million, like over time, long time spans. I think everything will just go up, especially when you talk about how bad inflation is. So when inflation occurs, in my opinion, what happens is those of us who are broke, we suffer the most because the cost of everything goes up, but the value of assets, of commodities also go up. So I feel like it's not too late to start investing. And if I could recommend to anybody out there, just invest a small amount at a time, put it away. I used to always say I can't invest because I'll have savings and then I'll have an emergency, then I'll need the money. Not necessarily true. But I'm definitely looking forward to going back to work. So I am considering getting like a gas-powered vehicle. I might get a Ruckus, I might skip the ruckus and go right to an ADV. It does seem like the killers in this business, like Wilser and similar, people who make like the mass amount of money on these, they drive gas-powered vehicles, and most of them have like an ADV. Isaac and I were talking on the phone the other day. Isaac, another young driver, good friend of mine, and he's thinking about getting a Grom. Groms are pretty cool. They're very fucking small. I don't know if you can put a rack on that, but I'm going to add like a sit-down gas-powered vehicle to my fleet. By the way, guys, pretty soon, so even though I haven't been eating out, I haven't had a meal yet today. Actually, what I've been doing recently, I feel really good about it. I've actually been making smoothies, which I've always been against, but I bought some really good whey protein powder, and I've been making like fruit and vegetable smoothies, not juicing, but smoothies. I've been taking cucumber, apple, mango, blueberry, banana, and making like a smoothie. And I don't really watch Rogan anymore, but Rogan often talked about how when you drink these types of smoothies, how like when you take a poop, it's like a rocket shoots out your butt. So, and I'm very much obsessed with being regular. I want to make sure I'm not really a big vegetable guy or fruit, but I've probably for the last couple of weeks, maybe the last month even, I've been making smoothies. And these things are like super high in fiber. And yeah, I've been pooping amazingly well. And I feel like I'm getting like certain vitamins and minerals that I normally don't get. But I haven't been eating out. But there is like one thing I've been doing. There's a pizza place right down here that I'm going to take you guys to. And we're going to sit down and eat for the last part of the stream. I'm going to walk us over there. It's like $13 for 2 slices of pepperoni and a soda. Not the best pizza, but you know, nowadays $13. I'm getting cold. $13 for a meal is a good deal. Yeah, we're definitely entering like mid spring. Definitely starting to get fucking cold out here. I mean, it's LA cold. Once it's below 70, it's cold. Once it's below 60, we're freezing. So enough of that. Enough of making myself cold to fight depression. I mean, drinking coffee and talking to you guys seems to help a lot. Linder Tube says I was on a live with the apartment rice prep. That's cool. Oh, what are you talking about? You're on the live with the apartment rice prep. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Sound is so good. Oh, what are you talking about? You're on the live with the apartment rice prep. But yeah, so I've been, making my own food and feeling really good about it. Feeling really good about it. Like eating out, it's got so much extra sugar, so much extra salt, so much extra cost. So I'm proud of myself that I've been not eating out. I've actually been eating I'm not eating enough meat. That's the problem. It's like more expensive, harder to prep. I've literally been living off of potatoes, rice, eggs, and like cheap sausage. So that's not really the best diet. But I feel like if I add, to my smoothies, I'm actually going to pick up some somebody who's really recommending wheatgrass to me today. But I don't think I'm going to buy any wheatgrass. But I think I'm going to pick up today some green stuff to add to some of these drinks. These drinks are fucking good. You can make like these fruit drinks, these vegetable drinks with almost any like vegetable that you're not really into, because the whey protein powder is like a delicious chocolate. I've been getting these like 30-gram scoops, and I'm proud of myself like for not eating out, because I'm hooked on eating out. I'm hooked, absolutely hooked. There was a time where I ate every single meal out. And I remember like doing the math, and there was a time where I was spending like $1,200 to $1,500 a month on food. That's just fucking obscene. I think right now I'm getting away with under $400 a month on food. Oh, Linder Shoe says you made rice and put something on it. It was your ghetto meal. I mean, that's like a standard meal for me. That's pretty cool, Rick. Your InMotion climber was free because you use your Voromotors extended warranty cash out for your pro. That's fucking cool, dude. I think I remember what you're talking about. Any meat that adds omega-3 fatty acids to your diet, like tuna or sardines, can suffice. Maybe I should look into that. I'm not really like a fish guy, but maybe I should look into that. I mean, this sounds horrible, cracking open like a can of sardines. I like tuna. Did you say tuna is good? Prod Select says I used to eat ketovore, mostly red meat, eggs, raw dairy, and veg. I mean, I think Anna kind of Hug says, add bourbon to your drinks. It's not a bad idea the way I've been feeling. I do actually have a, but it's funny how like the world loves alcohol, right? People often say like, oh, Russians are big drinkers, the Chinese are big drinkers, the Irish are big drinkers. But when you really look at it, every culture has this a huge drinking society. And I got a little bit lucky with that because I know I have like an addictive personality. And when I was in college and everybody else was drinking, that's where a lot of drinking habits develop. I didn't get into alcohol. I just never liked it. And I don't really feel like I'm missing anything. I have a bottle of some sort of bourbon in my fridge. Every time I try to like drink alcohol instead of just smoking weed, I never really like the effect. Maybe tonight I'll get drunk. Maybe tonight I'll actually take a couple shots of this bourbon. I don't know if it's whiskey or bourbon. I don't know what the fuck it is. Oh, what's up, Eddie the Courier? There he is. I'll say it again, buddy. I miss you. He says, my wife eats sardines, smoked mackerel, smoked salmon. I mean, that sounds pretty good. By the way, Slick, I like that type of diet. Ketovore, mostly red meat, eggs, raw dairy, and veg. That's a good diet. Like, I do believe that I don't really believe in full carnivore because I feel like there's such an abundance of variety of food out there. Why limit yourself to like only meat? And I feel like I don't really know anybody that's gone super, super long term on carnivore. The problem with carnivore, I think, is it dries you out. And I don't think you need as much fiber as people think that they need. You know, people are obsessed with fiber in this country, it seems like. I don't think you need as much as people think. So I'm into like a very heavy meat and vegetable diet. Not just like I like the idea of meat and veg and eggs and some dairy. I think that's a great fucking diet. I feel like I'm like way too carb adapted to only eat meat. Like I like having a variety of foods. I feel pretty good about the diet that I'm on now. I do need to eat like more red meat. So maybe I should buy some sardines? It sounds fucking horrible though. Chexologist says, likewise here, never like the taste of beer on my throat. Yeah, for me, it really was almost just like a flavor thing. I think to get into alcohol, you have to like, it's an acquired taste. Nobody drinks alcohol and goes, oh, that tastes delicious. I think people drink it and it gives them an effect that they like. But I don't think people drink it and like it. All right, guys, I'm going to pack us up and I'm going to keep you guys on the stream and I'm going to walk us over to the pizza place. So we'll sit down for a little bit there. I'll talk to you and then I'll sign off. Sounds still good? You guys can hear me? Sound is still good? All right, so, fuck. I didn't tell you what's going on with my shoulder. So, basically what's happening is I went to my orthopedist a couple days ago. And he was telling me that because of my age, I can expect, oh shit, I can expect like quite a loss of range of motion from the surgery. And he was even saying that he's not going to do it like in the classic style of the operation where he's going to make it like a little loose, which means that the whole point of the surgery, by the way, is to make the point of the surgery that I'm supposed to have is to make the arm stable. Because when you have like a tear like this, what happens is the chances of it coming out of the socket again in the future are higher. So the point of the surgery is to make it so it won't come out of the socket again. And the first month or so after the surgery, my shoulder felt like it could come out of the socket. You know, it felt like I can almost feel it. But now that it's like 2.5 months later, I don't really have that feeling anymore. So, you know, I was talking to the doctor. He seems like a very experienced orthopedist. And he said that I could go without the surgery and just do rehab. And, you know, I already have like a limited range of motion. The range of motion that's limited, like I won't be able to put my arm like fully overhead. So no more overhead pressing or very little. I can push forward though, actually. I can pretty much almost do push-ups right now. So instead of having surgery, I might do 2 months of therapy. I've already got my insurance to actually approve the therapy, which is cool. I have enough sessions for like 2 months. So that would be from December to February, mid-December to mid-February. So after that, I'm going to go back to work. So I might not have the surgery. I'm really worried that the surgery will affect me in a way where I'll never be the same. Like I'm very scared of the surgery. And if I can go without it, I'll go without it. While I am in some shoulder pain, it's not a lot. Like, I'm used to living in pain. I've had like back pain my whole life. So I actually, the last couple of days, I started doing some yoga. Good thing about being a yoga teacher is, and having my own little gym, although you don't need the gym to do yoga, it's like I can kind of start rehabbing myself. So I started doing some yoga, that's basic arm movements, basic stretching. And is it feeling better? I don't know. Is it feeling worse? No. So I might not have the surgery. Doesn't mean I'm going to go back to work right away. I'm going to have to do a couple months of therapy. So that would be pretty cool, I think. I don't really want the fucking surgery. The point of the surgery is new braces for the doctor's youngest kid. Bro, I fucking hear that, man. Believe me. My ex-girlfriend was a doctor, so I learned a lot about like the doctor world. And yeah, people become doctors for the wrong reasons. So this is my pizza place. Check this out. Okay, so this place has been here. Let me do it like this, like this. This is my pizza place. This place has been here for years. And I used to come here every once in a while because it was the only pizza place in town. Now, somebody said to me recently, oh, the pizza's good there and they have a special. So I went in for $13. I hadn't been here for years because Joe's is down there, and Joe's is literally twice as good. It's like true New York style. So but I started going down here because I live like right up the street, and the Target is like right across the street. I'm gonna go to Target after this, actually, like right there. Actually, let's see if you can see this from here. You see this? You see that fruit stand right there? They got blueberries for $2, bunches of bananas for $1. They got mangoes. They're fucking everything. But anyhow, so I've been going to this pizza place just like because it's a cheap meal, and it's like I'm really treating myself. There's almost never anybody in here, so let's go in here and sit down. Let's check it out. How you doing, Mama? Can I have two pepperoni for here? Yeah, so it's like I'll show you guys the place here. Yeah, see, there's the menu. I get 2 slices with pepperoni and a soda for $12 plus tax, $13. Let me pay you for that, okay? No, that's it. So you guys are busy for the parade, huh? It's good for business, right?
I saw this one in the ad.
It's a pretty good holder. It works pretty good. Here you go. That's like $10. No big deal.
Is it?
Yeah, I got it off Amazon. Yeah, it's a good phone holder. We get a live stream. You should have a YouTube channel. You should make a YouTube channel for the pizza business. It'd be good. Good for business.
So looking for the business?
Well, I have a YouTube channel. I'm actually streaming right now. So yeah, sort of for business, mostly for fun. Not much money in it. See, if you're nice to people, they'll talk to you. I often call this lady like the grumpy lady that works in the pizza place, but she's nice. Alrighty, guys. Anna kind of hugs. Rick, Anna kind of hugs, says, show us your bankroll. Okay. Oh, by the way, you guys are talking about, okay, so Rick says, yes, don't cut for a single dislocation incident. Do the therapy. It's a smart decision. I appreciate that because people seem to be adverse to like really giving me advice on this. I mean, how many people have experience like this? Here's the bankroll. These are my credit cards and here's my money. You know that like I'm a Gen Xer because I still carry around cash. I always have cash. I mean, I used to only carry around a lot of cash, actually. Like when I was a kid and I had my baseball card in comic book stores, which I had when I was 12 years old, I would have like $300 to $500 in my pocket. Kirk563 says, I agree. Don't have that operation. I'm scared of going under the knife as well. Yeah, it's crazy. The cash in my wallet has 2 years of lint on it. I do tap for all my bills. Yeah, I don't even have that on my phone yet. I can't even pay with my phone. Obviously, I have credit cards or debit cards, really. I don't actually have credit cards. They won't give me credit anymore. I fucked that shit up. But I always have cash. I always like to have some cash on me. Feel like nowadays though, it's pretty amazing how everywhere you go. Like even a street vendor will take Zelle or Venmo. It's pretty amazing. Yes, we're gonna get 2 slices of pepperoni and a soda. It's fucking warm in here. But I'm gonna sign off on you guys pretty soon though. We don't have to do a full hour since we did 10 minutes yesterday. I tried to do the stream. I'm gonna grab my pizza here. Thank you. I'll show you guys the pizza. This is the famous 2 slices. This shouldn't give me my soda. Look. Hey, don't forget my Diet Coke, Mom. I'll have a Diet Coke. I paid for it. I'm all right. She forgot my soda. That's funny. Oh, interesting. Mr. Clark 1200 says, I had the same operation and ended up with a staph-like infection. Yeah, it's interesting. I was reading about the risks of this type of operation, and one of the risks was infection. They said it happened only would happen in like 1 in like thousands. But I wasn't too worried about that. I was more worried that like once they cut you like this, like you're never the same. As it is, I feel like I'm never going to be the same just from having this fucking dislocation. This is like a very East Coast thing where I'm using a napkin to pull the grease off of it. And a kind of hug says that's $1.99 on each slice at Costco in Hawaii. And nothing, I do like the Costco pizza. Costco pizza is a little bit like bready, but it is like a very good deal, right? It is very cheap. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off because I don't want to sit here and eat this in front of you guys. Yeah, Mr. Clark, that's interesting. I read about that there's a chance of getting like an infection from these operations. But I feel like I'm going to lose range of motion just from having the accident. I don't want to lose any more from the operation. And the operation is also going to take a long time to recover from. So, all righty, guys, that was another fun stream. We're making up for the Sunday stream. Today is Tuesday. We'll be back on Thursday. And I think I'll try to hook us up to the computer at home. I don't think I'll have my internet by then, but soon. I want to show you guys pictures of the new Hooga e-bike that's coming out. All righty, guys, that's it. I had fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you on Thursday.